Hey guys, it's Robj here, and in today's video I want to talk about why I haven't uploaded since before December, because the plan was to upload. So back in the 3rd of December, the idea was I was going to build my weaver ants a naturalistic nest. So this entire acrylic outworld was going to be turned into their nest. I got the cork bark, loads of various different pieces with holes here, there and everywhere. I had an idea to use coconut husk soil as like a sponge media to keep damp, and that was the general plan. And at this point I even put a message on YouTube about the upcoming video. So things went on as you'd expect. I carried on doing the build, and this is sort of what I ended up with. And I carried on adding to it, adding other bits and bobs, different things. I even got some bark, some more of the compressed soil, and I just kept adding to it until I had something roughly like this. And that's when I thought, right, we need to make it damp, humid, and enticing for them to want to move over. And as I had been told quite a lot, these ants do well in either housing, but it is preferred to use a naturalistic nest for that species. So that was the aim here. I thought that they would find that this new area a much needed upgrade and that they would move in. But at this point I didn't know how wrong I was going to be. So all I'm doing here is just hoovering out some of their trash pile, which they put down the unused expansion port on the outworld, swap it over to a tube adapter, or in this case it's a test tube adapter, but it does the same job, and hooked it up. I didn't feel that any more aggravation or stress or causing any alarm to the ants would be helpful at all, so I pretty much just left them like this. Any ants that found their own way into the outworld, I waited for. It took a few hours, but some explorers did come through. To make this seem like a really interesting place, I did put a small drop of their favourite sugar water in here, hoping that with them laying down their pheromone trails, that a lot more would follow in, and the more that discover it, the more easier the chance is that they're going to decide to move. Well, anyway, that was my plan. But this plan didn't go to plan, should I say. This plan didn't go at all like I expected. So more than 2 months later, present day, it's February the 1st, 2020, and they have indeed not moved. No, they like it, and it is a well used outworld. They don't dump trash in there, they use the other outworld for that. And they generally just like climbing around in there. And they do like collecting the soil and putting it in their trash pile. And they move rocks around, which brought me glimpses of hope in the earlier days, but they seem to just move it around to no ends. There is no real purpose to it. So I thought, okay, what I'm going to do is we're going to make them pass through their nest alternative, which is now they've decided to make it an outworld to get to the feeding outworld, the outworld I actually want to be used as an outworld. Because currently they'd go from their old nest into their outworld, which I wanted to keep, and then they would discover their new nest on the other side. But I want to change that up. I want them to go out of their current nest into their new nest and then into their outworld to see if that will make them move over. Because they've definitely running out of room in there, and I have two options, and I clearly chose to give them the naturalistic large nest upgrade. But if they haven't talked to it yet, then I might need to just give them an extension of their artificial nest. But I'm going to keep at it, and I might even fill it up with some soil or make it deeper, or a number of other things I've got ideas for. But this is the current layout now. You've got the current nest going into what I hope to become a nest, going into what I want to stay as their outworld. Yeah, I know they don't match and the brands are all different, etc. I do hope to get a matching outworld to go with the nest box, but that's here or there. But they absolutely love the naturalistic, well, outworld now, not nest, and they prefer to hang out there, but they haven't brought the nest through. But they definitely naturally prefer it over the much more blank, sterile environment of the other outworld. And that's where we are, guys. I don't particularly want to force the ants to move, and as long as they're happy, then they can stay like this as much as they want. It really doesn't make a difference to me. I'm more interested in them progressing, doing well, and if their habitat is okay for them to thrive, then I don't mind what it looks like. So that's the reason that you never got any videos over Christmas, as well as I was extremely busy with some other personal reasons as well, and the longer I waited for them to move in to make the second part of the video, before you knew it we were into the new year. But not a lot had happened at all, so I thought I'd better give it some more time, at least have something different to happen. Well, when we got to February, today, I was like, I'm gonna have to do an update that they never moved, which is fine. But I just wanted to bring you that update. I really do hope that I can get them to move in the future, or if not, I will take the naturalistic outworld away and expand their artificial nest for their nest growth. That's the plan, really, and I will add a lot more substrate and a few other bits, including the cork, to an outworld for them to keep. But they definitely prefer it, but they just haven't moved in. But I'm glad they're not dumping their rubbish in there, because if they were, it'd be a nightmare to get it out with all the cork bark that was intended for their nesting. Anyway, guys, now I'm back from my unofficial away time. I will try and bring you more frequent videos, but life is quite a bustle at the moment, so I'll catch you soon.